Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's your buddy Choppadong coming at you with another video. This is going to be sort of the quick picks with some quick tips or whatever that we're going to do for Week 13 NFL DFS. Hopefully you guys have been following along. Hopefully you follow me out on Twitter at Choppadong. I have a lot to get to today, so I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to keep going. I hope I don't confuse you. But again, I want to try and keep these videos short so we don't run hours and hours and hours. If you know me, I could talk forever. So let's dive in and jump in and let's roll. Hopefully you guys start your research process every week with the wishbone. It's my pinned tweet every week. And it's really designed to get you started on the right track when it comes to Vegas lines, which games to target, which offenses are projected to score, a little bit of chalk talk, which quarterbacks, which running backs should be more popular than others, and how to get to them and stay away from them if you're playing tournaments and whatnot. And then, of course, which games might shoot out and where we should be focusing most of our DFS energy. Another thing that I do every week is I record the Geeks Vegas Line podcast with our founder and CEO, Kevin, the football geek, in the DFS Army. Hopefully, you guys listen to that too. It's a long, rambling podcast. We're never going to get it short. That's why I try and focus on short here. We just like to have fun. He and I talk once a week. We like to yuck it up. We're friends. What are we going to do? We're not after big sponsors. That's not our thing. But if you want some giggles, you want some laughs, I try to knock him off course a lot. Download and listen to that podcast when you find it out on Twitter or on our website. The website, by the way, is dfsarmy.com. And I want to tell you two quick things about it before we dive into some winners and some other things. Number one, tools are important. Resources are important. I use a lot of that stuff when I put together the wishbone for you, and I hopefully encourage you guys to jump in and become VIPs, where you've got access to us coaches, you've got access to the optimizer, you've got access to all of our articles, our player picks, recommendations, whatever, and then you can banter that stuff back and forth. Maybe you don't like Le'Veon Bell this week. Maybe you'd rather play Leonard Fournette. That's fine. That's what Slack is for. It's what our VIP forum channels are for, is to get in there and discuss it. Maybe you have a question about bankroll management, or you have a question about which contest should I play for my style. That's the stuff that we do on a daily basis for you as VIP members. And you're not going to find better access to coaches that are more responsive than we are anywhere on the web. I promise it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. Our optimizer's been killing it for NBA lately, and it's been helping a lot with NFL. In the NFL, we've produced 3 King of the Beach finalists. We've produced a $150,000 second place winner in the Sunday Million, a fourth place $50,000 winner in the Sunday Million. We've produced lots of 4- and 5-figure winners in the NBA already based off of the optimizer itself. You guys, you're not going to find a better place. And for $35 a month, you're just not going to find a better value for all of this stuff that you get. Now, secret number 2, use code CHOP, C-H-O-P. Enter that into the promo code when you go over there to sign up if you haven't signed up already, and knock 20% off the price of your membership. It's a free 20%. It's like a coupon. Friends don't let friends pay retail. I'd rather you not pay full price. Not because I don't like money, but because I don't like spending people's money. When I find a deal, I try to tell people about it, and that hopefully they take advantage of it. We've still got people that don't. I don't understand why. Friends don't let friends pay retail. Knocks that $35 a month down to $28 a month. For under $30 a month, you cannot find a better website with more accessibility to coaches, with more tools, with more content every single week than inside the DFS Army. It just does not exist, okay? That said, let's move on. Let's get past the Twitter stuff. Let's get past the DFS Army spiel. I don't say it if I don't believe it. I want to show you some of the winning lineups. I show you these week in and week out, day in and day out, podcast in and podcast out. And the reason why is because it's always different. I'm trying to prove to you that it happens every day and that it can happen for you too. A lot of these guys are brand new. Some of these guys are older veterans. They've got their own little avatars. Sometimes you see them pop in. Brand new guys don't even have an avatar yet, and trigger wins. 36 in, 79 out. Not a bad return. 114 in, 221 out. Not a bad return. $11 in, 54 out. You don't need $1 million to be a millionaire. Okay? This is something that we deal with guys that play for quarters, and we deal with guys that play for $1,000 bills. Army can handle it all. 76 in, 105 out. Yeah, did he double his money? No. But a win's a win, man. That's positive. That's better than a lot of people do on a nightly basis. $9 in, 335 out. Pretty solid. Ladder sweep. 66 in, 400 out. Not bad. $5,000 winner there. $5,000 winner. Hello. What do we got? 35 in, 76 out. quarter in, 75 cents out. Hey, winning's winning. 67 in, 136 out, 48 in, 80 out. Winning is winning. Won a ticket. Good for you. 570 in, 1,300 out. Nice profit. $4 in, 240 out. Better ROI there. Lots of winning here. Played 2 ladders, cashed both. 9 in, 20 bucks out. See, again, doesn't take a million to win a million. Just got to slowly grind it up. All my ladders cashed too. The other thing that I want to show you, if you don't believe me, maybe you'll believe our members. Since I've started playing NBA 2 weeks ago, I've cashed all but 2 days. Everybody in the Army could tell you that. Just about everybody in the Army could tell you that. I generally play around 30 bucks a day. You know, call it peace of mind, whatever. I'm grateful I've come across your blog back in the day. This is to Kevin. Happy I've followed you in the journey. Excited to see what lies ahead. The site helps develop the mindset you need in order to win in general. We don't give out player picks. We don't, well, we do. We don't give out lineups. We don't build your lineup for you. We show you what we think is going to work, and then we show you the fundamentals of how to mix and match, and that's what I'm going to dive into here in a little bit. So I hope you've got a pen and paper ready, because I'm going to teach you something here in a bit. I cannot say enough thanks again for all you guys do and all the crew continues to do. Kevin, Keith, Tex, Donut, Chop. I'm going to mention Al Walsh in here because he didn't get mentioned and he felt bad yesterday. So everyone else I missed, thank you all for making the Army what it is today. Keep up the great work. Let's throw you another one. No lie, guys, before I joined the Army, I was down on the year around 1,500 on October 1st. Joined here in October. I'm up on the year now by a couple thousand. Nice turnaround. Yeah, I'd say. I would say so. I play small in a slower process, but I'm getting there. See, we got big, we got small. Whatever you are. Yeah, I haven't, but I'm also in the plus since joining. This happens when you have a staff that eats, sleeps, breathes DFS sports, and enjoys helping. That's us, right there in a nutshell. And a community of mostly good dudes who have the same passion. Absolutely, the staff has been so helpful here. Guys, I'm not lying. I am a shill for the site, but I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Get in here. Seriously, what else do I have to do besides reach through the monitor, grab your tie, and pull you in? I've got testimonials. I've got winning lineups every single day. I can come up with this stuff day after day after day. No other community can say that. No other lineup seller can say that because they change their damn names all the time and they take your money and they leave. I see scam artists called out on the internet all the time. If anybody ever called me a scam artist, I would tell you the big F you because I have the proof to back it up every single day. And it's different people saying different things. So bite me. Let's move on. Let's teach you something. Let's teach some value today. Where do we get it? How do we get it? What do we do with it? Value is something, I got to speak in a little bit of code here because it's a proprietary situation that I'm not privy to necessarily share with you the secrets of how it comes up, but I will tell you this. We've been talking a lot this year on a sliding scale of value. Value is not the 4x multiplier your mama told you about. Value is not, I need 3x out of this guy or he didn't make value. Screw that. That's antique. It's archaic. It's obsolete. Get rid of that thinking. It doesn't work. Why did it work? Because simple minds 5-6 years ago didn't have a better way to explain it to you. It's like the whole cash versus GPP mindset. Maybe that's my next rant. There isn't one. It's not different. The players are a little bit different, but you're trying to beat a percentage of the player pool, whether it be 50%, 20%, all of them. It doesn't matter. You need to build the appropriate lineup to do that. And to build the appropriate lineup, you need to find value. You need to learn where to get it and how to use it when you find it. Value, simply stated, is the salary of the player times a magic multiplier that puts it onto a sliding scale. When I take Tom Brady's 9,300 and multiply it by some magic number in the sky that tells me what his salary should produce out of my $60,000 cap to help my team hit the 125 points that it needs to typically cash, then that's what the multiplier reduces that number down to. And when I multiply that 9,300 by that number, I get a number. And let's say the number is 20. That tells me that 9,300 should produce 20 points for me to bring value. Then I take his projected points for the week. What kind of matchups he in? How much is, what's he been doing lately? Who's he facing? How much are they going to throw the ball this week versus running the ball this week? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the algorithms punch out for projections, say it's 25. Okay, Tom Brady's supposed to score 25 points, but for 9,300, he really only needs to get me 20 points to make value. I have a +5. That number right there is what you focus on, the +5. I don't care if he's 9,300 or 8,000. Now, if he's 9,300 and he's a +5, and he's 8,000 and he's a +5, take the 8,000. Why? You've got more room to hit your ceiling. At 9,300, Tom Brady, let's say the magic multiplier number, or the arbitrary old-fashioned way, is 3x for quarterbacks. He needs to hit me 27 points, 27.9 points. He's not going to do that very often. Look in his game logs. He's only done it twice this year. Philip Rivers is going to hit 24 points before Tom Brady hits 27 points. Why? Because Philip Rivers is in a better spot this week, and Tom Brady has a higher salary, making it harder for him to hit that number. So really all I'm trying to do is find the best combination of salary plus projected points that brings me the most value within the position, and then I try to find it for all these guys and then piece them together under the salary cap to produce the best lineup possible. That's DFS. The cheaper I spend for a quarterback, though, the more of his weight he has to pull inside my lineup to get me to that 125 points. That's why it's a sliding scale. It's not a flat multiplier. I don't need 18 points out of him and 27 points out of Tom Brady. It doesn't work like that. I need more out of the cheap guy and less out of Tom Brady, if it all works according to plan. So what are we going to, and we're going to, if it doesn't make sense to you already that the cheaper guy is going to hit 4x or 5x faster or more often than the $9,300 guy, then I don't know what we're even talking about anyway, because it is very, very hard for Tom Brady to hit 3x or 4x. It's it's not very, very easy, but it's easier for Garoppolo to do it. Garoppolo hits 24 points and Tom Brady hits 24 points. You got the same thing for $3,000 difference. But what you were able to do with that savings hopefully makes up for the fact that you paid down to grab Garoppolo. All things we can talk about in different days in different formats. What I want to explain to you is that the quarterback position is very, very flat in its scoring when it comes to the value that I was just telling you about. The top rated quarterback this week is a +3. The 10th salaried quarterback this week is a +1.5. That's it. That's your spread. Your top 10 salaried quarterbacks range between a 1.5 and a 3 when it comes to bringing value above what their salary says they should do. Okay, that's not great. And it's very, very flat. So that means pick any of them. They're all in similar spots. They're all going to do about the same according to their salary. If we jump to the running back, it changes. Okay, let's table that for a second and let's talk quarterbacks for a split second. Tom Brady's playable. Kirk Cousins is playable tonight. Russell Wilson's playable tonight. Carson Wentz is playable. Philip Rivers is playable. Jared Goff is playable. I don't know about these other guys. Keenum's playable. Carr's playable. Ryan's playable. Now we're getting down in here into the schmuck. Tyrod Taylor, I don't think has a ceiling to get you a lot over his value. And he's already only scheduled to bring you about half a point above his salary anyway. Tyrod has a safe floor, but he doesn't typically bring much ceiling. Dalton, Flacco, Trubisky, whatever, Hundley. Pay down if you want. You better pay up in other areas, and you better hit on it, because quarterback is such a good source of points. I tend to pay towards the top. For me, I'm in a Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz stranglehold on that Sunday night slate, and I would play some Philip Rivers. I would play some Derek Carr. I would play some. I mean, I've got a few others I can play depending on what my salary level at the end of my lineup building does to me. I don't see Tom Brady in my forecast. Why? Because he's only going to get me about 3 points above what his salary should provide. If I can get 2 points above what salary should provide down here, I'll take the savings and move on. That's value. That's how you use value. If we click over to running backs and we look at Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley at the top, this is where I want you to pay close attention to what we're talking about. The running back position is much more valuable than the quarterback position. If I look at the number 1 salaried running back, he is supposed to bring me this week 10 points above projected salaries value. That means he's a plus 10. Remember, salary times multiplier, subtract it from his projected points, and it gives you a plus or a minus number as to how much more than value he is supposed to get you for his salary. So, at 9,400, a big, big price, at 9,400, Le'Veon Bell is still supposed to get you 10 points above what the typical $9,400 player should do. He's in a good spot. I want to lock up as much as I can. 10 times, a plus 10 is 3 times as valuable as a plus 3. The top running back is therefore 3 times more valuable to your roster than the top quarterback. Fact. Now, if I wanted to get all the way down to that plus 3, okay, let's do this. The top rated running back's a plus 10. The 10th rated running back is a plus 6. We're still way above the top rated quarterback that was a plus 3. For me to get all the way down to the top rated quarterback of a plus 3 in equal value with running backs, I got to go all the way down to running back number 29. That's a long way down. So I got 29 running backs salary-wise that are all forecast to bring more value for their salary than Tom Brady. What? That's why we fill in quarterback later. We don't need to worry about quarterback right away. Running back is your most valuable position this year. You want to lock up as many points as you possibly can. I don't need to go for ceiling in cash games. I go for ceiling in tournaments. I want to lock in those points. Lock in that value. So where I'm going is boom, boom. Because Le'Veon is scheduled to be a plus 10, Todd Gurley is scheduled to be a plus 10. Next guy, Leonard Fournette, is scheduled to be a plus 6. From a 10 to a 6 is a big drop-off for $700 or for $100. I'll take if I was going to get you, 10 points more than what my salary should bring you. Let's say that since these guys have identical salaries, that this is going to get you, 12 points. This is going to get you 22 points. For $100, which one are you taking? You're taking the 22 points. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? And I used a 10-point number instead of a 4-point number. I apologize for that. It's really, let's say, 12 points and 16 points. For $100, I'd take the 16 points. Sorry to confuse you there. Now, there are ways you can pay down. Sometimes it buys up receivers and other stuff. But if I was looking at the guys that I wanted to run this week, I would say Bell and Gurley is where I'm starting. Third is Leonard Fournette. 6. He's a plus 6 in value. It's a big drop-off. So he lumps down into here, and some of these other guys are all in the plus 6 range. I would say that if Fournette's a plus 6 and Jordan Howard is a plus 6, now it's time to take the money because they're both scheduled to score you the same. They're both scheduled to bring you the same amount of value over their salary. So now I'm going to pay down in salary. Now, for plus 6 and plus 10 for the $1,000, I'll probably take the 10 points, the 4 extra points. To me, it's that much more important. However, if I scroll all the way down through these guys, I do like Jordan Howard this week. I don't trust a lot of these other guys. If I go, P. Ryan's in an okay spot. Freeman's coming back, so Coleman's not as valuable now. Deion Lewis, good luck guessing New England's style, what they're trying to do. Ajayi, way to overprice yourself for a Philadelphia running back. If we keep scrolling down here, Burkhead, way to yin and yang, zig and zag with Deion Lewis. Kenyon Drake, meh, I don't know how he's going to be used. The one that has been being used lately is Jamal Williams. If we click him open really quick, $5,700. And what we're getting is a nice little graph there. And we're getting some usage. 20 touches 3 weeks in a row. Bad matchups. Still sort of produced. Getting some targets now. If he scores a couple of touchdowns, he gets you some points. 11, 12 points isn't terrible. 27's great. 27 points out of Jamal Williams is better for you than 27 points out of Le'Veon Bell. According to projections, Jamal Williams is a plus 8 for his salary. So let's save the $3,000, $4,000 And instead of getting a plus 10, let's give up a plus 10 and grab a plus 8. Why? Because if I had Le'Veon Bell in there, let's get back up here to Le'Veon. And we'll get ready to go back down here to Jamal to show you the difference here. What is this? 17,000, 18,200 bucks of my salary for a plus 20 combined? I mean, that's good. That's what we like. But now I take him out, punch in not C.J. Anderson. I punch in Jamal Williams at 5,700, and now I'm at 14,500, and instead of a plus 20, I only drop to a plus 18 on value. I only lose 2 points. I can make those 2 points up elsewhere. This is probably your better combination. Instead of going pure points, you're using a little bit of salary savings. That's $3,500 in savings, basically, from Jamal Williams to Le'Veon Bell. I got almost $4,000 to upgrade the rest of my team with. Maybe it is quarterback. Maybe it's wide receivers. I don't know. But I'm using value. I'm using projected value to give me the most flexibility in my team to gun for upside, to gun for points. Projected value points. And then I just hope everything pans out. So when I look at the wide receivers, I've got a spread in the pluses from a plus 7 to a plus 4. Remember, running back was plus 11 to plus 6. Running back is still more valuable than wide receiver. So I'm not going to reach for Antonio Brown just yet. I'm going to dive down in, even though he's the plus 7. I'm going to drop down a little bit to, let's say, well, here's one for you. I mean, at 8,600, Julio Jones, $500 savings. You go from a plus 7 to a plus 6. You only forego 1 point for $500. Maybe you do that. I'm not chasing Julio. You know, Keenan Allen's another one that's very playable. But I typically don't pay up for my wide receivers because I'm only getting 7 points value when I can above value when I can get 10 points above value for running backs. Now this week I might because of Jamal Williams. He's helping me out here. Adam Thielen, it's a good spot. If I wanted to describe these guys to you, I usually drop down quite a ways. And a couple of the guys that I really like this week are Devontae Adams down here at 6,500. I like Jamison Crowder. And I'll talk a little bit about Jamison Crowder here in a second. Devontae Adams is a plus 6. And he's being targeted by Hundley. And at 6,500 at a plus 6, I would rather take that than pay almost $3,000 more for a plus 7 in Antonio Brown. If I want another guy, I might take. You know, I like the spot that Seth Jones is in. I might not need it if I've got Jamal Williams in there, but I do like the spot he's in. I like Sanu. These are guys that I can pick from that are going to be bringing me plus 4, plus 5 against the value scale. If I can find. There's Seth at 4,900. What's that going to allow me to do? A lot. You know, potentially. Should be the number 1 receiver in there. Now I can go up, and if I want, I can throw in Antonio Brown or Keenan Allen. You know, why not? My average salary is still there, right? So I can sit here and I can just poke and play. I may not need to go to Seth Roberts. Jamison Crowder's in a good spot. Cooper Kupp's in a pretty good spot. Jamison Crowder, let's say Cooper Kupp is a plus 4, okay? Right now, according to his salary, Cooper Kupp is a plus 4.2. In that range, give or take half of a point of value. You got Robbie Anderson at 7,200 and A.J. Green at 7,900. Why the hell would I roster A.J. Green at 7,900 for 4 points above value when I can roster Cooper Kupp at 6,300? Again, I'm into saving money. I know I've got Todd Gurley in there with him, but for now, let's just throw Cooper Kupp in there. Okay? Or if we can find more points later, you know, maybe we bounce our way up to, say, Jamison Crowder and take the points. Now we're starting to spread around a little bit. At tight end, hey, look, we've got money on the table, 6,400. We don't need to reach up for these guys. There's a lot of guys that are in better positions. Now, your tight end position is a spread between a plus 6 and a plus 3 from the 1st to the 10th priced tight end. So when you're looking at the plus 6 and the plus 3, hell, the 10th priced tight end is as valuable as Tom Brady to you. That's what these value multipliers are showing you. That's what that sliding scale is trying to teach you and trying to tell you. So get yourself acclimated to that way of thinking and start pulling in the value. If I want, I can go all the way down here to a Hunter Henry. Well, there's Ricky Seals-Jones. Don't need to go quite that low. Well, where is it? He's higher than Hunter Henry. Hell. Wow. When Hunter Henry's a +3 and Ricky Seals-Jones is a plus, 2 or whatever, but they're the same price, and you take the +3. Jared Cook's in a good spot. Jared Cook's a +4. So would I rather have Henry at a +3 or Cook at a +4? Probably take the +4. Right? When I look up at a Zach Ertz, he's a +5. Question becomes, do I want to pay $5,500 for 4 or $7,500 for 5? I don't get that much more value out of the salary. I get more points, more raw points, but I don't get much more value. So it kind of becomes, when I have salary left over, yes, I'll start buying points. But for now, we go down into kicker and defense. Your kickers this week are pretty simple. Novak was on the queue list somewhere. Yeah, he's got a back issue. Don't trust him. But, down here a little bit lower, Lambeau should have himself a good game. Jacksonville should beat up on Indianapolis. But we've got money to burn. If we've got money to burn, why don't we go up here to the top-rated kicker on the week? We got the money to burn. I got $7,500 left for defense and quarterback. If I drop down to defense, I'm only going to spend $5,000 or so for them. $5,300 for the Chargers. Now I've got over $10,000 to play with. There's Tom Brady if I want him. Russell Wilson if I want him. Carson Wentz if I want him. Right? Now I can buy those points and stack up Ertz if I want. What am I, only $300 off? So where would I find my $300? If I really wanted to squeeze it out of somebody, I guess I'd take it off of Ertz personally. But if I wanted to take it off of, say, Crowder and go to a wide receiver and scroll down, Sanders is not in a terrible spot. Sanu, cash safe. Now I got $500 to play with. I mean, this is how you sit there and you finagle around. If I wanted to come down off of, put Ertz back in there. Now go back to Lambeau. Now I got $7,300 left for a wide receiver. Alshon Jeffrey's in a good spot. Robbie Anderson's in a good spot. I can buy up my points. I can go right back to Crowder if I want to. And if I want to take out the Chargers D and put in Jacksonville, no problem. I mean, just mix and match and play around with stuff until you like it. But the idea is to use those value multipliers. That's why, once again, you got to become a VIP inside the DFS Army. You got to talk to me a little bit about how to use those value multipliers. We'll make more videos according to it. Hopefully you'll get into the rhythm. You'll get into the routine of how to end up doing this. And you'll build yourself some competitive lineups that have, from top to bottom, have value all over the place. And then at the end of your lineup, you've got money left to burn, and that's when you go buy up your quarterback. You don't start with Tom Brady and then move to your running backs and say, well, I like Gurley. Oh, shit. Now I need to save money. Looks like maybe Rex Burkhead will take a chance on him to save money, and you panic. And then you go back up and you say, okay, wide receivers. Oh, wait. I need to start with one high guy, so let's say Keenan Allen. And now I need to take a couple of cheaper guys. So there's Crowder, and let's go all the way. I need to really save some money. There's Sanu. See, look what I'm doing. I'm hamstringing myself. Tight end, oh no, I've only got $4,900 left. I can't afford these guys. Well, luckily I got some cheap guys down here. Jack Doyle's pretty good. Safarian-Jenkins pretty good. Delaney Walker's I can't afford Delaney Walker. Yeah, you can. You just got to build your lineup differently. Jared Cook's in an okay spot. Can't afford him. I need to stay under that. Well, I got to go all the way down to Hunter Henry maybe. No, I probably got to go down even further to Ricky Seals-Jones. No, he's not that cheap. So, yeah, I guess I'll take Hunter Henry. If these are the decisions you're making and this is your thought process, you're doing it wrong. Because now you're going to go back up here. You're going to say, okay, kicker, well, can't afford these guys. Got to be down $4,700. I really need to save some money because I like a defense this week. So what minimum kickers can I pick from? Nugent and Dallas. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Kickers aren't really that important anyway, from what I've been told. Rams, they're Steelers. Boy, I'd really like to get the Chargers and whatnot. So, well, I can't save any money on kicker anymore. Oh, I'm just fucked. What do I do? What do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You become a VIP in the Army and you learn how to build this thing the right way. You start with your valuable positions. You start with your Gurley. You start with your Bell. You jump down in if you want to start saving some money. You jump down in here. You know that that Cook's in a good spot, so you jam him in there. Now you take your kicker. You drop down before you get too terribly paranoid. You get down in there to a Lambo who's about as low as you'd want to go. Now you take your defense, you go ahead and you pay up for the Chargers this week or the Jags if you want to. And now you're looking at your quarterbacks and your receivers. You already know that Seth Roberts is in a pretty good spot. So you plug him in to start. You know that Sanu's in a good spot. You plug him in to start. You know Crowder's in a good spot. You plug him in to start. And now you're building your all the way back up to 8,500 for a quarterback. If you're happy with those wide receivers, go ahead and slap Russell Wilson in there. Done. With money to spare. Oh, there's the $300 if I wanted to get the Jags D. Done. This was a lot more simple to build. If I want to drop down out of Russell Wilson and Jacksonville, I want to come back down to the Chargers. Let's say I want to go all the way down to another team that's probably in a pretty good spot. Oakland Raiders with Geno Smith starting. They're in play. And let's say that I'm okay quarterback-wise with Phillip Rivers, Derek Carr, Case Keenum. Oh, let's play with it and say Keenum. $1,600. Can I take off Crowder and can I get to Thielen and stack them? Bang. Still got 700 left. Let's come up off of our buddy Sanu. See what that brings us. Shepard, Sanders, Devontae Adams. Boom. 300 left. You know, if I really wanted to get cute, I could drop out Bell again and go to Williams all the way down. Now I got $4,000 to play with. So I don't want Seth Roberts instead, because I like Adams, I like Thielen. Let's go Keenan Allen. You know, 800 to play with. Let's stack him with Phillip Rivers. 400 to play with. Who can we get for 400 more at defense? The Rams? Steelers? Steelers have been pretty good this year. You know, so have the Rams. I mean, I'm just goofing. I still got to. I can't spend all my money this way. If I start at the bottom, I start with the valuable positions, I start really cranking, I cannot possibly spend all my money before I wind up with a lineup that I like. This is how you need to learn how to build lineups. This is what makes it more fun. This is what makes you more competitive. This is what makes you win more money. This is what makes you, I mean, you can do this with or without the optimizer if you wanted. You could go up through here, check all the players that you like, throw them in the optimizer, see what it spits out. It's going to shuffle them up for you. If this is the type of stuff that you like, this is the type of advice that you get a lot out of, you need to become a VIP in the Army and you need to learn more from all of us. It's just that simple. Again, follow the link in the description. You know, go to dfsarmy.com, use the code CHOP, C-H-O-P, trigger the 20% off. Friends don't let friends pay retail. And we'll see you on the inside. Hopefully you got a lot out of this in this 30 minutes, and you'll come back next week, and we'll do it again.